For the past few years, artificial intelligence has mostly lived inside a chat box, typing out answers to specific questions. Recent architectural shifts now allow these systems to execute real-world tasks and interact with digital objects on your behalf. That older model is reactive AI. These systems are restricted to static training data and operate with an isolated memory that resets once the session ends. Proactive AI, or Agentic AI, functions as a goal-oriented architecture. These systems independently reason through problems, select external tools, and execute multi-step workflows. To function, the agent connects to live APIs to interact with other software. APIs, or application programming interfaces, are software bridges that allow two different applications to talk to each other and share data. Using these, the agent can search the live web and maintain a persistent memory of your preferences across weeks of continuous interactions. This relies on tool-assisted reasoning. The AI acts as a researcher, a coder, and a planner, breaking a broad objective down into a logical chain of thought. Crossing this threshold from conversation to autonomous execution changes how we delegate work. You are no longer managing a tool, you are supervising an agent that understands your goals. This creates a specific operational dilemma. Professionals feel intense pressure to automate their daily workloads, but doing so requires granting software deep operational access to their most sensitive digital accounts. For these agents to be effective, they need access to your email, your calendar, and your CRM. A CRM, or Customer Relationship Management System, is the central database where a company tracks all its client interactions and sales data. The transition to Agentic AI represents a direct trade-off between operational autonomy and systemic risk. To navigate this, you must map the exact tier of Agentic AI that fits your specific scale. This exposes the hidden costs of autonomy before you commit your data to a new architecture. The average professional spends over 4 hours every day reading, sorting, and responding to messages. Between scheduling and administrative tasks, half the workday can disappear into routine maintenance. To reclaim this time, individuals usually start with Tier 1, off-the-shelf personal productivity agents. These are pre-packaged tools designed to manage your inbox and calendar automatically. This chart shows an effort versus impact quadrant for AI adoption. Email and calendar agents sit in the high-impact, low-effort quadrant, recovering 26 minutes of daily deep work. All-in-one agents consolidate emails, tasks, and notes to eliminate application switching friction. The trade-off here is specialization. You sacrifice best-in-class features for a broader, centralized convenience. But the primary vulnerability of any Tier 1 system is the data access requirement. You must grant third-party applications persistent API access to your private communications to make them functional. This creates a privacy paradox where users trade sensitive data for daily efficiency. If you use these tools, you have to strictly vet their terms of service to ensure they employ zero retention policies. Simple point solutions are rarely enough for mid-level managers and SMBs. An SMB is a small to medium-sized business, typically ranging from a handful to a few hundred employees. At this scale, teams use Tier 2 no-code custom agents. These platforms let users build bespoke agentic workflows visually without hiring a software developer. You use a visual interface to connect multiple proprietary data sources, mapping out your company's specific business logic step by step. The operational advantage is precision. You create an autonomous agent that follows your unique internal methodology, rather than forcing your team to adapt to generic software. However, building a custom agent shifts the burden of system maintenance entirely onto you. If a connected application changes its interface or an API link breaks, you face a silent failure scenario. The agent will continue to execute flawed processes at machine speed until a human intervenes. Tier 2 agents provide massive operational leverage, but require continuous oversight to prevent fragile workflows collapsing. At the enterprise scale, decision-makers deploy multi-agent systems to restructure entire organizational value chains. These systems utilize an array of specialized collaborating agents. One agent handles web search, another writes code, and a third creates memory maps to organize the incoming information. By dividing labor among specialized nodes, These systems can solve complex, multi-step problems at a level comparable to human experts. But this capability introduces a risk known as excessive agency. This occurs when highly autonomous systems are given broad, unrestricted permissions across an organization's internal network. Real-world failures illustrate this risk. In one instance, an AI chatbot at a dealership was manipulated into agreeing to sell a $76,000 car for a single dollar. At the enterprise scale, minor AI hallucinations cascade into massive data exposures, such as a single misconfigured token exposing 38 terabytes of private corporate data. Without strict architectural governance, enterprise-level agents shift from efficient assets to massive systemic liabilities. To safely navigate this landscape, you must match the architectural tier directly to your specific operational scale. This decision tree maps out the optimal paths. If you are a solo professional, your blueprint is to start with a single point solution agent to establish a measurable baseline of time saved. Attempting to automate everything at once overwhelms your workflow and contributes to the 40% failure rate seen in new agentic AI projects. If you are an SMB optimizer managing a team, implement visual, no-code agent builders exclusively for repetitive data entry workflows where the rules are strictly defined. For these mid-level systems, you must enforce the principle of least privilege. Give the agent access only to the exact data and applications it needs for its specific task, and nothing more. Matching the tool to the scale prevents over-engineering and isolates your risk to manageable parameters. This is the final trade-off. Enterprise leaders must intentionally slow down the maximum speed of AI automation to guarantee security and compliance. Agentic AI aims to automate friction so professionals can invest their time where human judgment is actually required.